Hi, this is DJ, and this is another video about our back-end CRM system powered by Home123. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the email marketing functionality that exists in the back-end, which is extremely powerful, and I will try to make it as detailed as I can, at the same time not overwhelming you with too much information so you get the basic understanding of how it works, because you can really use it in a lot of different ways, really only limited by your own creativity. So I want you to get just a sense of what actually the tools are and how they can be implemented, and you can decide how you want to implement them yourself. Okay, let's log in. So as you probably know by now, and by the way, before we get started, we have other videos in this series, so you can always go to kaletraining.com and look for the broker website section, and there should be all sorts of videos, at least a few, about how to use the various tools, and this is of course one of them. So you're going to go to kaletools.com, which is the website you go to log in. You're going to click on agent area, not broker area, agent area, and you're going to log in, and likely your login is your MLS ID for the username and also the password. If this does not work, could be that you've changed it, and then you could always click forgot your password and follow those instructions. Or if you've never logged in and it still doesn't work, email me and I will look into it and can get it corrected for you. So we're going to go ahead and log in. I'm actually logging in as one of our brokers, which is not my account. This is Kian Kun Chen's account. So just logging in to show you what it looks like here. So in other videos, I've gone through what these header menu options are. I'm not going to do that here, but we're going to focus on the contact header menu option, and then also the direct promotion option. So first thing is contacts. So there's a couple of ways that contacts get into the system. Number one is automatically. So in other videos, I've talked about creating marketing codes so that people can reach out to learn more about a particular property. So if you're not familiar with how to do that, you may want to watch the How to Create Marketing Codes video, and that explains all that functionality, what it does, how it works. And so it would basically, if you create a text code and you put that text code on a sign and someone walks by the property and texts in to get information about that particular property, that's going to instantly go into your contact list. Of course, because you need to be notified that person's interested. And of course, you're notified by text as well instantly. But anyway, that's one way that could get into your contact list here. Another way is somebody fills out a form on your website, the front end part of the website, which is again for another video, but how to customize that. So that's another way it can go in. So I'm talking about automated ways, right? So if somebody reaches out to you through one of these marketing tools or through your website, it's going to automatically go in here. You can also manually enter leads. You do that one of two ways, either one by one, which is by clicking on this little plus button at the top, or bulk upload. This would be uploading a list of contacts that you already have curated from your own efforts. So we're just going to, the bulk upload's pretty straightforward. You put your contact list in a CSV file, and then you upload it and follow the instructions, and it'll just upload all of them at once. I don't think there's a limit on how many you can upload, so feel free to upload your entire list. Oh, and real quickly, this is a question that comes up sometimes, so I thought I may as well address it. Sometimes brokers will say, well, what happens if I leave Kale Realty? Which of course we hope never happens, but it's possible. You're always free to work at our firm or somewhere else. But if you were to leave our firm, we just turn off your Home123 account. We do not keep your contacts. We have no interest in that. We wouldn't reach out to your clients, so you can feel safe in knowing that this is yours. Now, once you leave, we disable access to the system because we have to, but we're not taking ownership of your contacts. That would be sort of silly, and also just want you to be able to breathe easy knowing that we're not going to take a look at your contact list, which is something we just would never think to do. But anyway, let's go ahead and add a contact. So the easiest way, if you're not doing it in a bulk fashion, is just to do it one by one. So you click on the little plus arrow and you fill out this information as much as you have, right? You want their name, certainly want their email address, because what we're going to talk about in a moment about what you can do to market to that person via email. But then there's all sorts of other variables here, like you can read through this at your own leisure, but you can even set follow-ups to remind yourself to contact somebody For example, on their birthday, you may want to put, hey, their birthday's on the 21st of September, and then, you know, you can choose a time. It's pretty cool. So there is that. You can put all sorts of information in here. So I won't go through this. You can read it. But let's go ahead and put a list, a contact list. Let's do DJ, and here's my phone number and my email. Okay. So that's all I'm going to put in here. And I'll take a second to load in. And there I am. Now, I'm going to take another quick look just to make sure everything looked right in here. So I'm a little under the weather and I don't trust my own effort here. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? It'll be fine. I can always look at it later. So, okay. So we've got two contacts in here, DJ and John. Now we can change the status of the lead, and you know that could be at your own leisure as well. So we'll just leave it as prospect. Okay. Now, you see this says initiate new drip. What does that mean? Well, we'll show you. I'm going to click OK. And we're going to, we're going to go in and talk about what a drip is. So anyway, from now on, DJ is here's my information, sorry. And I just wanted to show you all this different info that you could be putting in. You know, you can imagine it's quite a bit. So a lot of different information. By the way, what this did is it actually searched this email address and looked for various social media accounts that might be associated with mine. Now, this email is not associated with a social media account. So you'll notice down here for Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, it didn't find anything. Now, I'm going to change my email address to an email that I believe is associated with well, that is not my address. Let's just put in my personal email and see what happens here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and click, where's the update button? Save. And by the way, the reason why there's a little bit of a delay is because of what this thing does. Now, check this out. How cool is this? Grab my picture. Where did it grab it from? Facebook. That's my Facebook picture. Let's see if it has my Facebook in here. Look at that. My Facebook, my Twitter, my LinkedIn. I did not enter any of that information. It scanned Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google+ instantly, and that's what it found. So if we go back to another video about the creating marketing codes, which you may have watched, I talked about how this does this in the system. It instantly, when your lead walks by, it says, hey, I want information. And they text in the code that you've created, and then they get texted back with this like single page website. You get texted as the broker with all of this information that I'm seeing right now. So notice how fast that worked, right? Instantly. So you as the broker go, hey, DJ's just shown interest in this one property. And here's his information. You can look me up on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. A lot of good information so that you could follow up with me. Okay, now we're talking about this video now, so bear with me. I just wanted to show that to you. That is pretty cool, and it all happened within about a second, right? All right, so now you know how to enter leads. Now what can you do with this? Let's talk about email marketing. So we're going to click on the Direct Promotions tab here, and we're going to get into the drip. Actually, first we're going to get into lists. So in order to initiate a drip, and what is a drip? A drip is a series of emails that go out at specific times for specific reasons based on variables. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is create lists to then trigger those lists at various times. So I'm going to create a list, and you have to use a little bit of your imagination here to really get a sense of how this works. So let's get really hyper specific to give you an awareness of one way you might use this. Let's think about this. Okay, here's one. Let's say we wanted to, anytime we meet somebody socially for the first time, and promote what we do to them, and we want to follow up. So you're out and about, you meet somebody and you say, hey, by the way, I'm a broker. Here's my information. Here's my card. By the way, if you or if you ever need any help with buying, selling, renting, etc., I would love the opportunity to earn your business. If you'd like, I can send you a follow-up email just telling you what I do, you know, and you get their email address. Okay, so we're gonna call this People We Meet Socially. We'll just call it People We Meet Socially. I think that's a good list name. And we're gonna go ahead and add me. Let's assume that I was met socially by this broker. So you can obviously go through and there's other ways to add me to that list. It's just kind of a simple, easy way. So we're gonna create that list. All right, People We Meet Socially. Now, what do we want to do with People We Meet Socially? Well, if it was me, I'd want to create an email campaign every time I meet somebody that follows along a particular path, right? So we're going to click on the marketing drip option. And now you'll see some automated marketing drip campaigns already in here. So these are, you know, for various different situations that you can use. You don't have to use them. So anyway, we're going to ignore them for now. We're going to just kind of create one on the fly to give you an idea of course, what this thing does. So we're going to create one. And we're going to call this campaign People I Meet Socially. Okay. Now, lead type could be buyer or seller, so we're just going to say that's all. Drip trigger. Now we're going to change. Now forms would be if you created a form, somebody filled out a form, and then that would initiate these series of emails. This is not the scenario. This is just whenever I meet somebody socially, how do I get them on this email trigger? We're going to do this as a list because we just created a list, right? We did. So lead category, we're not going to choose at the moment. Now we're going to choose from the list because we said, okay, anytime you put somebody into a list, in this case, People We Meet Socially, we want to send out an email. Now there's two different ways you can do this. You can send out an email, also known as a customer message. It actually could be a text as well. So you might even want to send a text. That might be pretty cool if you get their phone number, of course. But it's either going to be a text or an email. By the way, you could also do a reminder. It could be for you. It doesn't have, it could be a text to you, right? And you probably should set this up. So you can set up multiple situations, multiple notifications, right? One could go to the person. So we're going to first set that up. So again, I'm getting super creative here and like getting a little bit off track, but we'll stick to the like, what we want to do is send this person an email saying, thanks, I just met you. It was really nice talking to you, that kind of thing. Okay, so we're going to use customer message and email. Now, most important part, set delay. Delay is how long after, remember the trigger here is putting person in this list, People We Meet Socially. So anytime I enter this lead into the system, assign them to a list, how long after that do I want them to get this email from me? Well, just to make it easiest, I'm going to say instantly. So 0 days, 0 hours, 0 minutes. Makes sense? Now you could do a specific time, but this would take it off of sort of a drip idea and into a, hey, a specific time would be, let's give you an example. Let's say around the holidays, you wanted to send out a happy holidays, right? You would change the marketing campaign to happy holidays. Choose drip trigger, probably would choose list. You would create a new list called happy holidays list and assign all those people to that list. Your contacts can be assigned to an infinite number of lists, but that would be a specific time because maybe that would go out in the middle of December. Or if you knew the person celebrated Christmas, for example, as opposed to Hanukkah or other holidays, maybe you'd put somebody on a Christmas list or a Hanukkah list or a Kwanzaa list or, you know, a number of different options there. But that would be a specific time. You'd say, okay, December 25th, for example, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, right? Okay, you get it. So we're going to do this as a delay because we want this to go out the moment I put them in the system after I've and assign them this People We Meet Socially list. Okay. Choose email format. I just do plain text. It's kind of the easiest. Subject line. It was a pleasure meeting you. Probably shouldn't put an exclamation mark in the subject line. because Google and other email providers don't like that. That's just a little tip. So anyway, maybe just put that. Now, you notice these little codes here, right? So you can have it in the email. This is the email body here. You can have it automatically put the person's information in by clicking. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Let's try that again. You can have it go by clicking. Oh, maybe I have to paste that in. Anyway, you can just copy and paste it in. So hi, contact first name, right? That's here. And then you would write something in here like, it was a pleasure, or it was nice to meet you the other day. By the way, I can assist with blah, blah, blah. You can write the rest, right? I'm not going to write it now, but you can basically just say, hey, it was a pleasure. Now, remember, this is a templated email, so you probably want to be vague. I wouldn't say it was nice to meet you at a specific party unless you're going to do this list just for this one party, but just basically, like, it was nice meeting you. By the way, if you need help, so blah, 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 blah. And then you can put your information in here. Let's see if this is still giving me trouble. It is, but that's okay. We'll just move it from up here to down here. You know, best regards. There we go, right? So you would probably make it a lot better and cooler than that. You can use all these different, what they call WYSIWYG options to make the message as pretty as you'd like and easy enough, right? And you could even attach a file if you wanted to. Okay, so great. Do I want to make this drip active right now? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so that is that. Now, I want to show you one more. I want to give you an option where you can create multiple emails. So this is another option. Let's create a new one. I'm going to call this people. We're going to call this people who rent 12-month leases. Actually, let's just keep it simple. 12-month leases. 12-month leases. And what this is for is any clients that you have that sign a 12-month rental lease. So this is just an example I just thought of off the top of my head. So we're gonna do this off the fly. Now you would have already created a list called 12-month leases. So we haven't done that. So just kind of imagine that that's done. So we would say, oh, it's a list. And in this case, it would show up, you know, people who have rented 12-month apartments or whatever, right? Now, here's an idea. So let's set this first email up the first moment you add them to the list. And the subject's going to be, hope your move-in went smoothly. No, let's make it even simpler than that. Thanks for working with me. You know, I appreciate your business. Or good luck, or good luck with the new apartment. I don't know, just write thanks for working with me. That's probably good enough. I can think of other reasons why you wouldn't write the other stuff. And this would be, hey, you know, I'm not going to write it now, but hey, thanks for choosing me as your broker. I hope you enjoy your new place. Hopefully it meets your needs. By the way, if you haven't yet got rental insurance, here's a few ideas. I'll stay in touch and make sure that I follow up with you if you need any help. You know, always feel free to reach out, blah, blah, blah. If you have any other friends that could use my services, etc. Right? So that's message one. And that goes out instantly the moment you assign them to that list that we haven't yet created about 12-month apartments. Okay. Now, I said 12-month for a specific reason, and here's why. We're going to add another step because we don't want the emails to be done at, you know, email one. Now, maybe we want an email to go out 30 days after the first email. So this is the first email goes out immediately, right? Second email is going to go out 30 days later. And what should we write on that email? Congrats on 1 month. And then we say something in there like, hey, congratulations, hope you are enjoying the property still, and if there's any challenges you're having, let me know. By the way, if you're thinking about maybe purchasing a home in the future, I would love the opportunity to talk about that with you. Keep me in mind. if you have any other friends, pass along my information, right? So there's just an example of do it 30 days of that. Now, what if we wanted to send one out? You can send out as many of these. So we could create this, as many of these as you thought was appropriate. But so we've sent one out day one, moment one, from you add them to the list, 30 days after that. Now let's do, so that would be month one. Let's send out 10 months after that. No, 9 months after that. So we're going to do, what's 9 times 30 is 270. So 270 days after the second email, which I think is month 10 if I did the math right. Now we're going to send a message saying your lease is coming up. And you may want to write an email here that says, hey, I just wanted to remind you your lease is coming due shortly. Have you thought about what you may want to do when the lease is up? Are you happy? Would you like to stay where you are? Are you thinking of moving to another part of the city? Maybe you're thinking of buying a property. Love the opportunity to reconnect with you, etc. Right? So, by the way, notice here it says customer message. And you can send it as a text or an email, or create two of them. One is a text, one is an email. You can also set up a reminder. So you can make this, and the reminder is really for you. You should set out a reminder to yourself that emails you and goes, hey, don't forget so-and-so's lease is coming due. And you can put their contact name in here. Hey, DJ, don't forget your client so-and-so's name, is their lease is coming up, right? The whole point is start to think about this as an alert system for both the client and for you. You could send a text to yourself to remind yourself. So I know you probably totally understand how this works, right? But anyway, then you would save it and that would be it, right? So in this scenario, when you add somebody to this list of they just moved into their apartment, they're going to get an email instantly the moment you add them to that list saying, thanks, hope you like your new place. Then 30 days later, hey, hope you're having a great time. It's been a month. Keep me in the loop if anything changes, blah, blah, blah. And then 9 months after that, hey, your lease is coming due. Now remember, again, you can also create a text code. You can send to them a text. You can send a text to yourself, an email to yourself. This is only limited by your ability to think of a system to help stay in touch. And this is just a really hyper-specific example about rentals for 12 months. And what happens if it's a 13-month rental? Well, then you'd probably have to create a new list and a new, sort of track for 13-month people. But, you can do that. It only takes a few minutes. You can copy and paste things from other systems, right? So that way, you know how it works. You would click create and that's it. And then you can always come back and look at your different systems. And then you can actually even, I believe in the contacts, it'll show you what somebody is looking at. Or what, let's see, does it show their history? Yeah, marketing history. So we know that DJ is in this list we meet socially field. And it's not going to show that to me because I'm in an admin account. Anyway, forget I said that. But anyway, you can see that what track I'm in, and again, you can always reach out, and you'll know what emails are going out. So anyway, I wanted to make this video shorter than it was, so I appreciate you sticking around. But hopefully this makes sense. And again, this is really more of a way of thinking than showing you how to use the system. The system's pretty easy to use once you get it, but the idea is how do you want to stay in touch? So what I would do is sort of action steps is just think, okay, what do I want to do the first time somebody buys a property for me? That's a track. Create a list of emails. Maybe it's every month you send them hey, congratulations on your new place. I'm going to send you a tip every month for the next year about what to do now that you've moved in. That's an idea, right? Create a 12-month rentals if you're doing rentals. Once somebody moves in, you want to make sure you don't lose track of them. You want to create a list for people who aren't yet clients. We did the people we meet socially. That's an idea. Again, you can do an infinite number of these. Don't get too crazy with it. But this tool is incredibly powerful. And if you take the time to set it up, remember you really only have to set it up once. So if you have any problems as you read through, the easiest way to get those questions answered, go up to Close More University, follow the instructions for their support, or reach out to me. I'm happy to help. But best of luck and keep using the tool, and let me know how it's working for you. Thanks.